Hello viewers, I am Dr. Radhika, Professor in Computer Science and Engineering. In this session, I am going to explain about linked list. So first of all, we will see what is a linked list. It is a sequence of data elements in which each element in the sequence points to its successors. So these pointers provides the links that hold the list together. So for example, you can also say, so the different examples for a list are, so array is also an example of list. So but now we will see what is meant by linked list. So here we are going to use pointers. Whenever if we say a list, so what we will say is list means it will have sequence of elements. For example, A0, A1, A2, A3, so on like that. So it will have number of elements n. So that means what here what we say that the list in the list of sequence of elements, so the first element is linked to the second element and the second element is linked to the third element. So like this all the elements are linked to one another. Okay, so that's why the list as a whole it acts as a the pointers that provides the links, the pointers that provide the links, the pointers provides the links that holds the list together. So for example, first of all we will see what is meant by how the linked list is given. So in the case of linked list, so first of all, a linked list here it has two parts. One is called as data part and the another one is link part. So just we say that linked list is a collection of nodes. So here linked list is also a list, but here we say that it is a dynamic linear data structure. So we say that it is a dynamic linear data structure. Okay, so why I told it as dynamic means here we are going to use pointers for linking part. Okay, so here we have two parts. So a linked list is just we can say it as simply collection of nodes. It is collection of nodes. So here in the collection of each in each node here we have two parts. One is called as data part and another one is called as link part. So here how you can represent a node is represented like this. So that is here this part is called as data part, that is so whatever data we want that can be stored here. So this is called as the data part and this is called as the link part. So the data can be stored in the data part, and what does this link mean is it is a pointer to the address of the next node. So here the link part, here what we will give is we will give the pointer to the next node, that is called as the link part. So this link part, so these pointers provides the links that holds the list total as a unit. So that holds the list together. So this is the link part, that is here we will use pointers. So that's why we say that it is a dynamic linear data structure. It is a dynamic linear data structure. So whenever if you consider the arrays, so array is also a list. For example, if you say an array is also a list. But whenever if you declare an array, you will give an int a of 5. So that means what? So here array is called as static linear data structure. It is called as static linear data structure. So why it is called as static linear data structure is, so here int a of 5. Suppose if you give int a of 5. So the memory for the variable a is allocated at the time of compilation. So that means what? How much memory is allocated? Number of elements that can be stored in a is 5. 5 into what is the size of int? That is each element occupies 2 bytes. So that's why 5 into 2. So total how many bytes is required? So 10 bytes of memory is required for A in order to store 5 individual elements. So whenever if you are using an array, that is array is also a list. Array is also, it is also an example of list. So here also the elements are stored like this. For example, if you take this array, so this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means what here? For example, if you have 20, 30, 40, 50. So here also the elements are linked together. How they are linked? A of 0 is linked to A of 1. A of 1 is linked to next to A of 2, A of 3, so on like this. So here also the elements are linked. So that's why this is also called as a list. So but the difference is here, whenever if you want to use an array, we call it as static linear data structure. So for example, why we are going for linked list is, for example, if you are declaring an array of, so for example, I am declaring long float of I will declare just float of A of, for example, I am declaring some 1 lakh. I am declaring 1 lakh. So that means how much memory is required for this one? So how much memory is required? Total of 1 lakh into 4. That is total 4 lakhs of memory is required for 4 lakh bytes of memory is required for A. Suppose if you are using only 5 elements, so that is you are giving some n is equal to 5 and you are using only 5 elements. So then what will happen? So it will use only 5 into 4. That is only 20 bytes of memory is used. So remaining all memory is wasted there. So and also one more disadvantage is it needs memory in a continuous block. So it needs a block of 4 lakh bytes of memory. So then only it can allocate the memory for this variable A. So that is also a disadvantage of using arrays. So all those disadvantages we can overcome in the case of linked list. So see how it can be overcome. So for example here, if this data part is an integer, so for example if you give the structure, so how you can give the structure? So in order to define a node, how the node can be defined is, so I will give the node definition. So this is the node definition. Struct, you should give node. That is, here this is the name of your node. So then you can give int data, and you have to give this link path as a pointer to your, it should be given as a pointer to the next node. It is also a node. So that's why we should give it as struct node asterisk next. So this is how you can define a node. So here what we have given? We have given a data part and a link part. So that these two must be defined in a structure. So structure node int data struct node asterisk next. So like this the structure can be defined. So suppose if you have the same example. So here for example if you have the data is of type float. So I am taking the same example. So if you are giving this one as float. So here what is happening? The total memory is required at the time of compilation. But whenever if you are using this linked list, what will happen is just it requires multiple blocks. Multiple blocks of memory. So why it requires multiple blocks of memory? So I will tell it here. This is the node definition. Here I am drawing it. data and link. So this is the node definition. Okay, so for example, if you take the memory, if this is your system memory, so now you want to create a linked list. So how you can create it? So first of all, you want to create a node. So you will create a node. How much memory is required for this node? Only 4 bytes plus for pointer it requires 2 bytes. Total how much memory is required? It requires 4 plus 2, that is 6 bytes of memory is required for each node. For this one 4 and for this one it requires 2 bytes. So total how many bytes is required? So it wants 6 bytes of memory, that is 4 bytes for data part, and this is total 6 bytes of memory. So this is allocated for the first node. For example, I am saying A0, that is, or I will say it as N0, node 0. Okay, or first node, you can say anything. So N1. So now you can save the value, that is some 10.5, something like that. So in the next part, at present you don't have any node. So next, suppose if you are creating one more node, so then it will be created here and it requires one more 6 bytes, and then this will point to this particular address. So here you can store some 11.5 like this. So whenever, so that means what? If you are having a list like this, so it requires how many bytes? It requires multiple blocks. So all the total memory is not required at a time. So it requires multiple blocks of memory. So similarly you can have one more node here. So this can, for example, that is the third node. Then this will point to this like this. Next, and suppose if you have one more node. So this is N2. This is N3. You have one more node here. And now this N3 will point to this node, that is N4, like this. So, and at the end of the list, suppose if this is the end of the list, so here you have to specify it with null. You have to specify it with null. So you have to specify the list with null. So this is how you can use linked list for your different applications. So here, what is the advantage of using linked list? So whenever you are using arrays, it requires continuous memory. Here, no need to have the continuous memory. And also, one more point is, all the memory should be given in advance in the case of arrays. But in the case of linked list, for example, suppose if here I have created four nodes of a linked list. So now I want to create one more node. So then what I will do? Just I will create one more block and I will point the last node to this, and here I will place the null. So that means what? Here now I am creating one more node. In order to create one more node, what is required? So just only again 6 bytes of memory is required. So this is N5. So now this points to, again this points to this particular node. So that means what? Here there is no requirement of allocating the total memory in advance at the beginning. That is, it is not required. So whenever required, that is dynamically we can allocate the memory. If we want to create a node, then we will allocate the memory to that particular node. And if you want to, if you are deleting a node, then what you can do? Just you can again free that memory and you can give it to the system, so that that memory can be used by any other program. So that is the main thing of using the data structures. And whenever you are using the data structures, so this is regarding the memory. So that is how it will be stored in the memory. So in the case of arrays, it requires continuous memory as a single block. But in the case of linked list, it requires multiple blocks so that it can allocate memory because all are of small chunks. Okay, and one more disadvantage is, since here all the memory is allocated in advance, so here memory may be lost. That means we may waste some memory, because here, for example, here you are using only 20 bytes of memory, but the memory allocated is how much? It is 4 lakhs bytes of memory. So 4 lakh bytes of memory means, so here only 20 bytes is being used. So remaining all memory is being wasted. So that means what? It is not used by the program for which it has been allocated, and also it is not given to any other program also. So that is the disadvantage of this one. So in the case of linked list, what you can do? You can use memory, how much that is required, that much you can use. So for example, here if you take the same example, here we are using how many bytes? For example, here 6 you are using 6 bytes for each block, so 6 into 5, so 30 bytes of memory is only used in the case of linked list. That is the usage of how you can use the linked list. So when compared with in the list, we have both the arrays and also linked list, but when compared to arrays, linked list have many advantages, whatever we have seen till now. And one more point we have to note here is, whenever you are maintaining a linked list, so here for example, I will draw the linked list here. So this is a linked list from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and this is null, and the last node next is null. So suppose if you have a list like this, suppose if this is the address of the first node, this is the first node, and this is the last node. Suppose if you lose in the first node, next you have the address of the next node, second node, and in the for example, I will tell you with memory locations. For example, this is stored at 1000 location, and this is stored at 5001, and this is located at 4002, and this is located at 2020, and this is located at 1111. So for example, these are the memories of your nodes. So here I told that all the nodes will be occupied the memory at separate locations, because only 6 bytes is required. Whenever 6 bytes is required, that 6 bytes is allocated for that particular node. So whenever you are allocating the memory like this, so here what will happen? In the place of the first node next, your 5001 will be placed. In the place of second node next, 4002 will be placed, and here you will have 2020, and here you will have 1111. So whenever you are maintaining the list like this, so suppose if you lose the first node address, then it will be difficult that you will lose the total list. So that's why whenever you are using linked list, you will maintain a header. You will maintain a header for the linked list. So this is called as a header. So it will be used as a head of your list. So in the next of this one, we will place the first node address, that is 1000. So generally, whenever we are maintaining the list will be maintained with a header node. So in the header part, so suppose if you want, in the data part of the header, you can store the number of elements in the list, what is the data type of the elements. Like this, you can store the information regarding your list in the data part. Information regarding the list. So that can be maintained in the header data part, and in the link part you should give the address, that is 1000. You should give the address 1000. 1000 is what? 1000 is the address of the first node. So this is how you can use linked list for your applications. So if you like my video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel.